So Emma, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about baby-led weaning, but with a child that can't have cow's milk.
This episode is called Dairy-Free BLW.
Thought you were going to say dairy-free BLT.
I had to really think about it to make sure I didn't say that. Anyway, welcome back to the Crippen household. You are listening to Don't Wake the Baby. I mean, but you know that. You clicked on the thing,
Well,
hopefully.
yeah.
That's
Unless you've come by a terrible accident.
Yeah. This is the show where we chat all about parenting with under fives, babies and toddlers, and the chaos of life that ensues, our stories. Welcome to the imaginary Professor Sprout's cozy greenhouse.
Oh, nice.
It's sweltering hot in the middle of a heat wave.
It is. This is TMI. I'm wearing an oversized top and a pair of Elliot's boxers today.
How are you? Anyway, welcome to our fictional setting where we can... No, I was going to say get sweaty together and talk about parenting, but that's the wrong vibe entirely.
Although we are getting sweaty.
But when this comes out, it might not be a heat wave. If you're new here, we have two daughters,
Yep.
Lily and Lola. Lola is currently, as a time of recording, 9 months,
Yep.
and Lily is 4.
Correct.
There you go, just some context, because you will be chatting about them a lot. Lola more in this episode. We often start the show with a little factoid about ourselves, just to introduce ourselves so you get to know us. Emma, what is your favourite vegetable?
Probably sweet potato or courgette. Ooh, or mushroom. But is that a vegetable? It's more like a...
Oh, right.
Fungus.
Yeah, we're getting very technical here. I think mushroom counts as in the same kind of
Well, I've
category.
given you 3.
Yeah, that's not what I asked for. Do you understand the word favourite? To be fair, I haven't thought of my own answer, so that's 3 is fine. Mushroom is pretty high on my list, probably maybe near the top, because I don't really like many vegetables.
I was going to say, I'll be surprised what you come out with.
Yeah.
Normally...
Is potato a vegetable?
Well, I went for sweet potato, and
Scientifically,
I was a bit iffy about it.
Potato.
What about non-scientifically?
Oh, you mean something that has nutritional value?
No, I liked your term scientifically.
Oh, right.
It's the other one, a made-up fruit.
No, I mean, I don't think in terms of, what's it called?
Oh, yeah, goodness value.
Culinary? That's not right, is it?
That's not right.
I'm in the right ballpark. It's like the tomato debate, but
I also quite like green beans, I think this segment's gone for too long.
It has. I'm really going to have to cut this down dramatically.
We're just naming vegetables at this point.
What other vegetables can we name?
We keep going. Carrots.
Can you name another vegetable? Right, we should really end this. Come on, okay. Ding, ding, ding. It's parenting achievement time. Do you like my very professional sound effect?
I did. Parenting achievement time.
No, we're not establishing this as the jingle.
Oh, but I like singing it.
Fine, sure. It can be the official jingle. Okay, this is the segment where we tell a story that's funny. It's a relatable moment. I haven't got anything prepared. Is there anything funny that's happened this week?
Oh, there's tons of stuff. Recently, just big shout out, National Train Museum, York. Great place to take the kids. I think I've probably mentioned it before.
I've realised, sorry to interrupt. I realised we always do this, and just to, for case accuracy, it is the National Railway Museum, not the National Train Museum.
I even thought I was saying it more correct than normal, because normally I just go Train Museum, York.
Yeah. Everyone knows what you mean. We all go, the Train Museum.
Train Museum.
But yeah, sorry.
Yes. Went to recently, had a great time, and we let Lily pick a toy from the museum shop. And she's very kind, and she was also like, oh, we need to get Lola one. So we got, what did we get Lola?
Did we get Lola a present?
Yeah, it was kind of a fluffy little animal.
Oh, yeah.
This is bad. See, we wasted money. We can't even remember what we got Lola.
It's not cheap at the museum.
No, it's not. But Lily was like, we need to get Lola something too. So we got her a little puppy. Anyway, Lily got this train. And when I first turned it on, if Elliot can get it later and put a sound bite in of what it actually sounds like.
Oh, yeah. We'll just stay tuned for a minute and I'll surprise you with it in a second. Yeah, it's anyway, like a plastic train that's got some lights.
I'll describe it to
you
so you can understand. When I first turned it on, I thought it was broken because it makes such a high-pitched screeching noise. I was like, oh, that one doesn't work. Then I kept to try another one. I was like, oh no, that's the sound it's been designed with at the start. It's just like,
You would think it would sound like a train, like a, chugga chugga train. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a modern looking train, so maybe it sounds more like, I don't know,
No,
clickety
I
clack.
generally think it was made in China or something. Because, well, probably. I mean, everything is. But when you turn it on, it has this at the start, and then it has this almost like communist, fascist kind of song going on.
I never put that together.
So in my head, I was like, "Is that an unpleasant?" Well, it is. It's quite loud and not the nicest thing to listen to. But I wouldn't say like that's what puts me off it. It just always makes me laugh because I was like, I don't know why they've chosen this sound to go with this train.
Yeah.
Seems kind of strange.
So,
Anyway.
we went to get a nice toy. We
Yeah.
thought it was going to be a nice, thing, make a nice sound.
Like,
And of course,
please.
she wants to play it constantly. So we now got this thing in our house.
Yeah,
that
but
just
what
going
was
off
more
constant.
embarrassing, from the train museum till we got the train home, she played it, but she hid it in her lap. So, like, people were going past looking like, where is this noise coming from?
Here we go. Do you want to hear the sound? Here it is. Are you ready? Better prepare yourself. Maybe just, if you've got, like, headphones in that are pretty loud, maybe just,
Or,
just be prepared.
Dogs who, like, don't like strange noises. Yep, so that was our treat recently.
Yeah.
And I know, bad parents, why did you let them get it?
Fail, yeah, kind of thing. And normally, like, we're quite Montessori, so we didn't like plastic toys either. But, we've now got this loud
Tell you what,
plastic
though,
thing.
Lola loves it.
Well, of course, because it's a flashing lights, loud noise, plastic is lovely. Of course she likes it.
Whenever I need like a few moments peace, I
Yeah.
just put. I mean, it's not peaceful because that terrible thing's making noise. But
Peace, good with me.
peace, like I don't have to
Yeah.
physically do something. I literally just put it on the floor near her
Yeah.
and turn it on,
Yeah.
and she just.
She doesn't know what to make of it though, because I've seen her pick it up and like just whack it on a table.
Oh
like.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
let us know, is it relatable? Have you ended up with a funny toy? Have you got a toy that makes a weirder noise than us?
Oh, fun game.
Mm.
Send in any toy that sounds stranger.
We'd love to hear from you. Connect with us on Instagram or wherever you like. Send us a message. Right, get a bin bag out and do a big clear out of all the old toys and clothes that your kids have outgrown. Tidy up. Just chuck it all away or give it to a charity shop, And let's dive into our conversation for today. There was something I was going to say to start things off. Oh, yes, I remember. So we have done a few episodes on food before on the podcast. It's a recurring conversation that we do keep coming back to. Do go listen to the other ones if you want. No pressure. I'm not forcing you, but...
Well, we can't check.
Yeah. It's not necessary to have done your homework, but we do have two other episodes particularly that focus on food. Yeah. One called Picky Eaters and one called Sweet Potato. But yeah, this is a specific topic that we thought would be good to revisit in the category of food. Because we've not talked about it since Lola was born.
True.
And it's, I think, quite interesting because it's a different experience for us second time around. I suppose also worth mentioning, we do have our episode if you want to know about like the backstory and the history with our finding out Lola had cow's milk protein allergy. So there's that whole conversation that leads into the start of this as well for context. Right. Okay.
Get into the meat of it.
Yeah. Let's do that. So I suppose one difference is that the motivation for starting early, and when we say early, I think it was about 4.5 months again.
It was, yeah.
Very similar to Lily, was a sort of different motivation. We thought it'd be helpful to introduce her to solids sooner.
Yeah, because she'd been quite sicky and because she's never been a fan of the milk she's on for cow's milk protein allergy. From now on, I'm just going to say CMPA, just so it's
CMPA.
easier. But people know that's what that is.
Yeah.
She's never been a fan of that. So people who don't, maybe like if they don't have a child who's had it, they don't seem to understand that her milk doesn't bring her any comfort. I think people find it weird, like if she got vaccines or something, if she gets upset, like she bumped her head. I think my dad was like, "Oh, give her a bottle," and I was like, "It's not gonna make her feel better."
Yeah,
because to her, like she'll drink it, but it's like I've tasted it. It tastes disgusting.
So that's because she's on her special formula.
Yeah.
That is prescribed because it doesn't have the cow's milk protein allergy in it.
So
and it tastes disgusting.
So we were quite keen to get her on food that she did enjoy.
It takes the pressure off because for a long time it was a big challenge to get her to drink.
Yeah.
For a long time, either it was, the at first her reacting with her allergy to milk, and then once
Yeah.
we switched on to the correct formula, it just was horrible for her to drink. So either way, it
It's just-
has always been
yeah.
a bit of a struggle. And so actually the comfort for us knowing that she is consuming, you know, some nutrients in a different form.
It just makes us feel a bit better about what she's taking in.
And of course, in a very typical fashion, Lola is our second child. So as we predicted before we had her, this time round, you know, it's certainly been much less. We just kind of chuck stuff at her. It's been we haven't got the time and energy and like everything to put as quite as much effort in as we did first time round.
From like my Instagram stories, people think it's a lot of effort, but it's literally me cooking a meal for myself and I just give her the bits on the side.
Yeah.
So for instance, like I'm trying to be healthy, so I normally have a steak and then green beans or like sweet potato or like we said at the beginning with our vegetables.
Yeah.
And then I just section some off and just plop it in front of her.
Yeah. Of course, that's now at about 9 months. But like when we first started, can you even remember like what we gave her first of all to eat? What her first food?
We did a bit different from Lily. We actually did do some of those pouches.
Oh yes, of course.
Whereas with Lily, we started on solid straight away. Whereas I was like, she's been so sick. I just want to get something in her and not make her throw up.
Yeah.
So
this is where we had a bit of a disagreement.
we did, yeah.
Because I really disagreed with like doing the pouches.
And I was
like, why are we doing this? We don't do pouches in our household.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
Grumpy little man.
Grumpy old man. So we started on the pouches.
Yeah.
And she took to them fairly well.
Yeah.
But then once we introduced real food, she was like, why am I having a pouch?
Yeah. She naturally, you know, herself chose baby-led weaning of the options available to her. And so by 6 months, she was picking food up by herself and would reject pouches or spoons or anything.
Well, even now, like the other day, this is what I was going to mention. She's quite, not picky, but she's a bit of a food snob. So like yesterday, I tried to make my life easy. So I got her like one of those, I don't know if it's Ella's Kitchen or if it was like Angel, you know, Asda's own one. It was like a cottage pie, but
yeah, pre-made like baby food in a pouch, in a thing.
And I was really excited because it had no soy in, it had no like any milk in.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this would be great. She had 2 spoonfuls of it and then was just like, no, don't like it. Later that day, I made her basically the same thing, but me making it, and she ate it.
Yeah.
I was just like, food snob.
Way of the world.
She was like, you haven't made it, don't want it.
Yeah, like you say, she's not picky. Like she eats loads of stuff, huge diversity, but she does like to play with her food. She doesn't want it at a particular time. She will just throw it on the floor.
Oh yeah.
She's a lot messier.
A lot messier.
She likes to play. Like Lily was very intentional. Like just quite calm. She'd sit there. She'd look at food. She'd pick it up. Be like, yes, I'd like to eat this. She'd put it in her mouth.
Yeah.
Lola's just like a you know, she's a second child. She's like a wild thing. So she'll just get very excited and like kind of, you know, wave food about, throw it around, put it in her face, put it all down her lap, spill stuff over herself. She's like, woohoo, I'm having a great time.
Start eating it really nicely and you're like, oh, great, she's eating really well. And then something happens where I think she gets too excited and she just like starts hitting the table like a monkey, like hands up and down. And then the food's going everywhere. And I'm like, you were just sat eating nicely. I don't know what happened. You got really excited. Yeah. And you're just like, ah!
So not really related to allergies, but just how, you know, the experience has been quite different for us this time with a second one. And maybe that's just quite a common thing. It's kind of what we predicted, but I think it's very stereotypical. But
I was going to say it has been a lot trickier. So with Lily, we basically were like, well, because she really liked Greek yogurt, like there was lots of stuff that just became staples of her breakfast and stuff. Whereas with Lola, we've only just now started giving her like almond yogurt that I found from, I think it was Sainsbury's.
Yeah. Okay, let's dive into this then. So like specifically with allergies, how have we found the weaning process? Like clearly it's like been more difficult because there's less options available to us. How have we found that?
I think we've like adapted so it's easier than it was, but it's still tricky. My main thing, I don't know, this is a side point, that is tricky is trying to give the girls similar meals because obviously Lily doesn't eat dairy free and it would be insane to make her eat dairy free, as in A, she wouldn't really like it, and B, it's more expensive.
Yeah, true.
So because of the way Lola is, I want them to have similar things. So it doesn't feel unfair.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm like, well, it's really hard to find things that are the same.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I thought going into it, I'm not sure how much this will make a difference because, you know, I suppose I was trying to think through what do they eat when they're weaning? Well, they have sort of like vegetables and home cooked food and like, you know, stuff. And
yeah.
I don't think I'd really paid attention to how many things milk and soy are in.
Yeah.
And so I just hadn't really kind of realised all the things that ruled out.
Yeah, so what really shocked us was bread.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of bread has soy in.
Yeah, particularly cheap bread.
Yeah, this is what we found. If you go up in price range, it normally is better.
Yeah, definitely.
For having less allergens in it.
Yeah.
Which is slightly depressing.
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 Yep. And like you were saying, you know, I think there were a lot of things, not immediately, but certainly once you get past, you know, 6-7 months, that we could start introducing with Lily that made life easier. So things like yogurts or, you know, just things that made like breakfasts easier or stuff like that. Whereas there's quite a few things that, you know, that ruled out because of that. Or when cooking meant, you know, well, how do we replace this ingredient in this meal?
Yeah.
And like you were saying, do we do it for all of us? How do we do it? Is it going to affect the taste?
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about sort of substitutions and replacements? So what we've done.
I would say because we normally, I know this is not what everybody does for baby-led weaning, but we generally now just make a meal and she has some of the meal, as I said before.
Yeah.
So we could now have like go-to things. So what we often do is we just make our own curry. So you just use coconut milk and then you have like a curry paste.
Yeah.
And then that just makes the curry, which is a lot easier.
Yeah. It just means we can't use like pre-bought jars.
Yeah, you can't use pre-bought jars.
Which again, I suppose, you know, is better. Like,
yeah, it's probably healthier for you.
It's good that we're being forced into not. And with Lily, I don't think we did use a lot of this pre-packaged stuff. I think we did cook a lot ourselves because we were a lot more cautious about added ingredients, about sugar and salt and stuff like that we didn't want to give her. Just this time around, we're not as bothered.
No.
Because we want an easy life. It's difficult with 2 kids. Yeah. And yet we want to choose the easy option and we can't.
We can't because we're like, it's got stuff in. We can't do the easy thing. Like pasta. She loves pasta. I say all the kids take after Elliot because he's a huge carb/pasta lover.
I mean, pasta's just a really good hand food, isn't it? To grab and pick up.
Yeah. So that's a good one for both kids. Was gonna say this isn't a sponsor, but we found cheese-wise, Cathedral City do a vegan cheese.
Yeah. That's
grated, and Lola loves that. So and it is quite messy, but what I often do is because it's got protein in it, I just put a handful on her little tray. And she just loves picking that up and eating it. Like, it's really handy for her to pick at. And it's handy for if we're doing pasta or something so she can have cheese in it. So that's a good product we get, is that one.
I mean, it's helpful in a way that there are a lot of vegan products now.
Yeah.
Because that sometimes opens the door to more things. But
true.
in other ways, it doesn't. Because a lot of vegan things...
A lot of it's soy.
...are made with soy. So that rules it out for us. And whilst not every cow's milk protein allergy, baby will also be allergic to soy, they are separate things, aren't they? But they're very heavily linked.
And I would say most children with cow's milk protein allergy will be allergic to soy.
Yeah.
Like, because the chemical, I don't even know the science properly, but because the chemical is similar, like it's similar looking in the way that it is, it often causes the same allergen.
Yeah.
So... They say it's about, I think it's quite high. It's about like 70% will be. So the likelihood is they would have a reaction to soy.
Yeah.
Which means it's very annoying because there's brands like Alpro and it's basically all soy.
Yeah.
So you'll put in I often put in as a cheat, I'm like dairy free.
Yeah.
Normally because I'm ordering it like on the app from whatever shop we're doing. And you're looking and you're like, all of this is soy. She can't have any of this.
It's a real challenge. I mean, we've called this episode dairy-free, but, actually, a lot of the stuff that is labelled dairy-free, she still can't have.
Yeah.
And it's really hard because they're not obvious on the labelling, is this soy-free?
It's hard for other people. So, like, our parents and stuff, it's really hard. Now I just normally bring our own stuff. Yeah. But it's hard if they want to cook for I have to be like, well, she can't have Like, even though you've looked into it and it's dairy free, it might not be soy free, so it'll still make her ill, and it's not worth our while making her ill.
The grandparents, they go to the free from section,
Yeah.
they find stuff, and it says free from dairy, whatever. They're like, great.
And that's what you'd think.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't ever blame people, because it's not something, if you don't have a child with it, you don't know.
But it does mean we're a lot more cautious. It's tricky. Like going out for meals.
Well, I was going to
really
say,
tricky.
I was going to say, this is one of our main differences. Going out for meals with Lily was very easy.
Yeah.
Because you could be like, we'll have some chips, we'll have whatever it is, pasta. And because she didn't have any allergens, it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
Like,
you could ask for some toast or something.
Yeah.
Normally there's something at a restaurant you could ask.
Whereas
again, depending on the age, but
Lola, if you asked for bread, you'd have to be like, well, does it have soy in?
Obviously, if you're a regular listener here, you'll know Emma is gluten-free as well. So we've got another allergy at play.
Yeah.
But particularly, I think it frustrates you that, like, there is a lot of vegan stuff out there.
Yeah.
And quite often places will offer vegan alternatives to stuff.
Yeah,
and that's
true.
that's great. I'm glad they're getting some options. But, like, there's people with actual allergies that aren't available.
No, it's
like,
true.
we'll often go to the place and somewhere and it'll be like, well, we've got a normal option and a vegan option. And it's like, well, do you have gluten-free or do you have dairy-free? It's like, no.
No,
It's like, okay.
Or like, you can work it out for yourself, but
yeah.
Because half my thing's just labeling stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just like, if you could put a clear indicator, I'm like, I'm not asking for a lot. It's cooked in your kitchen. You should know what's in it. So I just want a full list of ingredients to be like, this is everything that's gone into it. So then I can look and go, oh, and I get, like, you might use a sauce that's pre-made and therefore, but I'm like, I think you could work that out. I think a lot of stuff, they haven't labelled it, and then you have to almost cross-question them.
Yeah.
To be like, and my problem is I don't always believe them. Because I think sometimes they just want an easy life and they're like, oh yeah, it's fine. And in my head I'm like, but you're not the one who's going to have an ill child.
No, you might think we're being a little bit paranoid, and you might think that, but I suppose part of the thing is, we have had some instances where we have unintentionally poisoned her.
Poison it, yeah.
And
I'm not going to be honest, it happens at least once every 2 months.
Yeah, yeah.
So we give her something that she shouldn't have had.
We don't realise, we like, whatever reason it is, it's not never, it's no one's fault, but it does happen. And at the beginning, for a while, you were breastfeeding and were... you had to eat dairy free in order that your milk was then free from cow's milk protein, and so Lola could have it. And you only did that till 6 months, but in that time frame, you also had that challenge of needing to eat the same diet that Lola now eats.
In some ways, it was quite handy because I think it set us up well for knowing what was dairy free. Like, it was quite handy that I had to cook for myself before she was really eating much, so that I could learn. But
the amount of times you accidentally ate stuff with soy
and the amount of times,
milk
like,
in.
And once again, a lot of it's restaurants because they just don't. And I think it's hard because at that time I also wasn't as like paranoid.
Yeah.
Whereas I slowly got more paranoid because I realised that, like, they often say stuff is and there's other stuff in. And
yeah. It's a challenge. It's just what comes with having a baby with allergies. And, I'm very grateful, in some ways. We're blessed that it's not more serious. Some people do have a lot more serious allergies. We often talk about, like, this is challenging with Lola. How would we cope if she had, like, a serious peanut allergy or whatever?
Even, like, if it was egg or something. Because we really rely on eggs in a lot of our recipes.
Yeah.
And I keep being like, what if she also was allergic to that? Or what if she had that as an allergy?
So yeah, do let us know if you've got a different allergy or something in addition to, again, because, like, you can have multiple allergies at once. It's like, it's really challenging.
It is.
Really difficult.
I'd say what we normally do now, which is because I'm paranoid, we just often bring our own food places.
Oh,
because it's easier.
Yeah, we take stuff with us.
Than being like, I'm going to trust that they've done everything.
Yeah.
Which sounds cynical. I feel like it sounds mean. But I'm like, I think there's a lot of cross-contamination. I think people don't often understand how serious it is.
Well, even excluding that, just we can be reassured and feel happy that, we've prepared the food. We know what she's having. We've got no one else to blame then, if she does get ill.
Yeah.
It's just sensible. It's not necessarily about distrusting everyone else, but just wanting to, the best for Lola. I think it's a very sensible way to approach it.
I think it takes the worry out of if we're going somewhere. I'm like, oh, she's catered for because we brought it with us.
Yeah. It adds another, complication in the works when it comes to things like, you know, can the grandparents take care of the, you know, her by
Yeah.
themselves and
Well, I
stuff
mean,
like that? And
not many people could at the minute because she won't drink with anybody else.
no, exactly. I mean, there's all sorts of things that, you know, we give her a cup of her
Oat milk.
milk. She'll down that. She'll pour it all down her mouth and we'd be like gobbling it up like, wow, this is tasty.
And we started at the minute, we put sometimes a little bit of oat milk in with her formula. And that helps it go down a bit.
We're very much looking forward to like when she hits like a year.
Yeah.
You know, that period where she begins to wean off formula altogether and we'll be on to milk. And, Right, don't skip ahead, please. Don't do it. I'm watching you. Just a few minutes of your time here in the middle to do a little bit of, admin, update you, sponsors and stuff. You know how podcasts work. We're pretty light on ads here generally. It's a pretty good deal. I hope you don't mind that we just have a little gap in the middle here. We try not to overstate it, but, you know, we're sort of Christians, you know, faithy people, believe in a God thing. And we only really mention this because we're supported by the Methodist Church. They do a lot of like community building, helping, connecting with people in communities, or, you know, they try to. That's the aim, you know.
That's the aim.
Institutions aren't always great at doing what they hope to do, but that's the side point. I'm going to lose all our funding now.
I was going to say they're going to take it away, Elliot.
But that's you know, kind of what we're doing here online is like building an online supportive mutual community. There's no ulterior motive. We're not trying to convert you, get you to church, or do that sort of stuff.
You do whatever's right for you.
Yeah, exactly. But we're just supporting each other as we would in a community, but this is online and for parents, and that's why we get some support from them. That's obviously a faith thing, and this isn't necessarily a faith focused place, but just, you know, what words do you like to use to describe faith? Are you happy with like Christian or what sort of thing, Emma? And what do you think makes us different from stereotypical Christians?
I think it's really difficult because I used to always just be like, oh, I'm just a Christian. I'm like, I don't identify as anything else. Now I normally say I'm like kind of Methodist is what I go for.
Oh, really? You actually go one step narrower.
I feel like it sometimes gets a bit wishy-washy.
Yeah.
And I do like to be like, because really, if it was up to me, I'd be like, well, I just believe in a God.
Yeah.
But I feel like that gives nobody context to what I believe in, really.
And in today's, like, the state of the world and society, it's really hard. Like, if you say Christian, I think some people will jump to, like, the American, like, nationalistic, you know,
evangelicals,
white supremacist type of Christian who supports Trump. And it's like, I'm not one of those.
Yeah.
So, like, you want to, I don't know, for me personally, like,
I think,
try and
it also in
myself.
England, it has almost not the opposite connotation, but you imagine like a little old lady going to church.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Like people are like, oh, my grandma's Christian.
We're not that either.
No.
Yeah. So you go with Methodist. That's interesting.
Yeah, I normally do.
I go with like, I think I prefer like the word faith or like you say God, but again that's kind of got connotations. But like, yeah, I avoid maybe like Christian these days a little more. It's hard, isn't it, what words to use? Like in my area of work, I sometimes use the word like deconstruction or like faith shifting to imply that a sort of inclusive, open-minded, like we're not dogmatic, or we're not about strict rules, but it's really hard to try and get that across sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's true. And I think it's hard because we've also come from different Christian backgrounds. So people know you originally a Baptist.
Yeah.
I'm originally like an Anglican.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I know if people don't know much about Christianity, you'll have no idea what those words mean anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
Basically,
a lot of jargon,
I
isn't it?
came from the church that most people associate with church in England.
Yeah. Whereas I come from like a little thing.
Most people won't know what yours is.
Yeah, even though it's like fairly mainstream, it's
I
still
feel
pretty
bad
unknown.
because if a Baptist listening, they're like, "Hey, people know." I'm like, they might in America.
It is small. Even Methodism's small. Like, it's all small.
It is.
Like, yeah.
The only thing people know about Methodists is that they think they don't drink.
Yeah. And that's the stereotype thing, isn't it? And you know, I think just to counter some of the stereotypes, the thing that I think makes us in our approach to it is different. You know, we're inclusive, like we support LGBT rights and you know, approve and affirm everyone in their own identity, like stuff like that. That's sometimes I think sometimes it's oversimplistic, but I always think that it's just like
God loves everybody.
Yeah.
So he loves who you are regardless of what you think or other people might believe is wrong with you.
Yeah. We could go on for ages in this and get into the weeds with it, but
Yeah.
that's not the place for here. But anyway, that's been a little faith corner here at the podcast where
Is that what we're going to call that segment? It's kind of cute.
Who knows? I don't know. I didn't quite intend to go quite that in detail with it, but there we are. Just to point out, there's no cost here, no Patreon. So how can you support us? Do make sure you tap all the buttons, clickety click. Like and subscribe, follow and review, leave a comment. All the stuff, all the things that we do with podcasts to help and to support and engage, so we can hear from you. Special thanks if you've shared the episode with a friend or on your social media. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Or even just if you keep listening and engaging. Yeah. It's all good.
It's been very humbling recently to have bumped into people who've listened to the podcast.
Yeah. And I apologise if I act like a awkward fool. I just get a bit embarrassed. And I shouldn't. I think it's hard for British people to say we've done a good job.
Yeah.
Like, I think as British people, we always like to be like, I've got a podcast, it's a bit shit. It's like automatically what you want to say. Like, whereas I think you should be like, and I am proud of our podcast, but I almost feel like I have to undermine things. I don't know if that's a universal thing, but I always feel like...
No, Emma, our podcast is good. Tell people it's good.
But I feel like in England, you can't say you're really good at anything.
I know. Yeah.
You know it's a thing, because then you come across big-headed and it feels wrong.
So, listen to our podcast if you like. Maybe it's a bit rubbish, but
we like it.
We don't want to be pushy about it. Anyway, you can find out more, find all the links and stuff, also that sort of thing on our webpage, www.kairosmovement.org.uk/Don't Wake the Baby. Our podcast is in partnership with the Kairos movement, which is why it's got that webpage, all that stuff. There's information on that online on the stuff. So all the links down below or wherever in the description, you can find it. And that's it for now. Back to the episode. We're not touched on here, and we won't go into a lot of detail because we want to focus on the food, but there is the milk ladder as well, and every so often returning to see if she still has the allergy, to introduce those allergens back in. At the moment, she's failed every time very, very small amounts. So
we doesn't have a lot of reactions.
We find it really interesting talking to other people who've had this or have dairy allergies to hear when did you grow out of it? Have you still got it? Some people it lasts for a year, some people it lasts through childhood.
I've met a lot of people who their child was about 3 or 4 when they got over it. So I keep having to, in my mind, be like, that it might be a longer term, but not long term thing.
Obviously, for some people, it will remain for their lifetime.
Yeah.
But it seems like nearly everyone we've spoken to, they have grown out of it at some point.
Yes, yeah.
That's quite a high percentage.
Just, it seems like later than...
It's just
because a lot of the professionals have told us, at 1, try again. A lot of them grow out of it by 1.
But, we'll be quite happy if, as with other people we've spoken to with kids in similar positions where you take a few steps up the ladder. So they can consume some soy or milk in various forms, but not a lot.
And I definitely think her reaction is slowly changing. So before she couldn't really eat beef, because once again it's a similar
protein.
Yes, protein to in cow's milk, obviously because it's the same animal. But she now can eat beef fine. So that's improvement. And she doesn't seem to be as throwy uppy sicky. It seems to more be like she's a little bit sick and then has more diarrhea-y stomach problems, which I know for most people that's unpleasant, but for us it's an improvement, because before she would throw up her entire bottle of milk and I'd worry she wasn't getting anything, whereas at least I'm like, well, it has gone through her system. It might be diarrhea, but she's not it's not as bad a reaction as it was. So I do think there is some slow improvements happening.
Question for you. What's your top recommended recipe when it comes to doing dairy-free, baby-led weaning?
I think the curry's a good one.
Curry?
Which I did talk about briefly before. We rely a lot, I'll be honest, on toast that we can put things on. Oh, she really likes risotto.
Oh, yeah.
Risotto was a big hit. And what we use, isn't it Elmley? Elmley. I never know how to say it because in my head it just looks like such a strange word.
Well, I assume that's how my family say it. I assume that's how you say it.
I never used it before I met you, so I'm going with your way of saying it. We often use that as...
I mean, just to clarify, the vegan version
the
of
vegan,
that,
yes.
not
yeah,
the standard
No, not
version.
the normal
That
one.
isn't...
I do apologise. Yeah. The vegan version of that. See, it's because I never normally used it. I only know the version we have in. Yes, the vegan version that we normally use is like the thing to make risotto with.
Yeah.
Although he's the risotto maker, so he knows what.
Well,
happens.
I normally use coconut milk, and like a lot of the recipes you'll look
I'm
up.
completely wrong. It's not almond.
Well, we use both, but like anything that requires, because that Elmley is a cream replacement rather than a milk replacement. So you're looking for something to thicken, rather than just add liquid. And I often find in recipes online, particularly that are American, they often talk about coconut cream.
Yes.
And that's not something, I don't know whether it's just around here or the supermarkets I go in. I've not found that to be like a staple thing I've
never found it anywhere
on the shelves. I don't quite know. Again, maybe it's like an Americanism where they're actually referring to a different product. Do they just mean coconut milk?
Yeah, who knows?
But anyway, the way I get around that is you get tins of coconut milk, which are pretty cheap.
Yep.
They've been really useful. And rather than have them in the cupboard, stick them in the fridge.
Yeah.
And that makes them like separate.
Yeah.
So like the top half goes
like
really
creamy,
solid.
Yeah.
And the bottom half is like just water.
Yeah.
And then you can use that top coconut cream in stuff.
Yeah.
And it's really good thickener.
It is. It's a good tip because that's mainly what we use.
Yeah. Instead of cream. It's interesting. Some of those recipes you've mentioned, like you're attempting stuff that inherently has milk and cream in, dairy in. You've not gone for like recipes that naturally are just milk free, because that's how we approach your allergy sensitivity to gluten. Is we cook meals that just naturally don't have gluten in, because then we don't need to replace the flour or whatever.
But I think that's easier. Well, I don't know it's easier. I don't know it's also because Lily likes meals that centre around milk.
Yeah, that's true.
And then we have to cater for everybody's tastes.
That's hard, isn't it? Yeah.
But
I think we would be approaching this differently if Lola was our first child and our only child. Yeah, you're right. It does change things that we have too, that we're trying to cook for the whole family.
Because we don't want to make 3 separate meals.
Yeah. I say that quite often.
Yeah.
You cook like a base meal, like a curry, and then you end up creating like 3 different versions.
Yeah, because like Lily and you don't really want much veg in it.
Yeah.
Lola will happily have veg, but she won't have, I don't know, like, depending what we put in it, something else.
Yeah. Well, like you wait and then you add like, cheese last minute to a separate dish, whatever, because she can't have that. And
oh, what a big hit has been with Lola is fish fingers. Which people probably won't approve of because, we haven't made it by ourselves.
We're trying to have an easy life.
Yeah. And most of them, soy-free, dairy-free. Winner for us.
Yeah.
Put it in front of her, loves them.
Good. Yeah. Other thing I thought I'd say, something that is kind of natural. Well, no, it is naturally milk free. It's just surprising, isn't it? Is we're showing that we're not doing things properly because again, it's like sugar stuff, but like dark chocolate.
Yeah.
So stuff that has dark chocolate in it, it's not milk chocolate. It doesn't.
Exactly,
it's very. It confuses my brain so much because I'm like, chocolate has milk. Milk's dairy. Like she can't have that. But I'm like, no, dark chocolate is fine. Yeah. Because it doesn't have. It has like.
I mean, you do have to check.
Yeah, check.
But normally it is milk free.
Normally, because it's like cocoa butter. And again, we spent ages looking this up. It's like, but it's not.
I'm not kidding. We spent at least half an hour being like, cocoa butter. Does it have butter in it?
Butter. Does it have butter in it? Like I was like, what?
It doesn't. It's like peanut butter. Peanut butter doesn't have.
And I was like, does it need to be above a certain cocoa solid
grade,
percentage? Yeah. Can it be any dark chocolate? Yeah. So because Lola's life has been pretty grim with her allergy.
Yeah.
We often do waive the sugar thing. With Lily, we tried for the first year not to have any sugar.
She has a miserable time with disgusting milk. I want everything else she tastes to be really nice. I'm like, if you had to drink like 5 times a day something horrible, I would hope the rest of the day you could eat delicious things. So it's my justification for saying we do give her quite a bit. Like, not she doesn't eat sugar all day, but I'm saying like we put literally when we cook like little cakes and stuff, we put dark chocolate chips in it so that it's tasty to eat.
So like we're not literally giving her a slab of chocolate.
No,
but like it means we can flavor some stuff with a chocolate flavor.
Yeah.
So it's slightly nicer for her by using dark chocolate. Okay, opposite then, maybe the more fun question is is there anything you would suggest to avoid? What's gone wrong? What are the recipes that are like, oh no, this is a big no-no, or just like failed as something we could do for Lola?
I would say with Lily, we made loads of them. Are they like porridge bars?
Porridge fingers?
Yeah, porridge fingers. And they were a huge hit. Now, I don't know what it is about oat milk or coconut milk, but porridge fingers don't seem to go well when we make them.
Yeah.
And we've tried it a variety, like each of us,
Yeah.
not just me, because I'm notoriously a wonderful cook or a terrible cook. I'm never just okay. But like, we've both tried it separately. Because I think the first time I did it, I was like, it's me, I've done something wrong, I don't know what it is. Because I remember thinking, why used to do this all the time with Lily?
It used to be a good staple for Lily because it's healthy.
And you could make it quickly. So, because you just mix milk, porridge oats, probably a bit of banana, chuck it in the microwave for a few minutes, then cut it up.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't understand how I've done this so wrong.
Yeah.
It's gone horrendous.
Some of the other stuff we've been talking about is later on in the journey, like more recently,
Yeah.
7, 8, 9 months. But porridge fingers is something that is like quite a good early food around 6 months. And something we used quite a lot with Lily. But we've tried multiple times. We need to do like a control test, try and do it with normal milk again and see if it's just us being really bad at making them. But no, I've tried with coconut milk, with oat milk, almond milk. Some reason they just don't seem to, it doesn't seem to work.
I don't know, it's like the way it heats up different. I'm not, because we're not scientists.
Considering it's oats and milk is like a very fundamental ingredient.
True,
so it's maybe not surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just go very like mushy.
Yeah.
So it's just, and Lola won't eat them.
Yeah.
So
I think that is the thing, to avoid recipes where milk is like a very essential ingredient.
Well, I say that we've already established we cook like risotto and stuff.
Yeah, but like in that instance, they're just they're adding.
Oh, it's only 2 ingredients.
They're adding bulk.
True.
They're not like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, yeah, sure, like in creamy stuff, the milk is there, but it's not like.
I know what you mean. It's not carrying like the structural integrity.
Yeah,
of the dish.
yeah. For example, like Yorkshire puddings, again, a challenge because milk is kind of quite crucial. There's only 3 ingredients.
Yeah.
We already replaced one of them to make them gluten-free.
Yeah.
The only other thing is eggs and milk.
Yeah.
Like, if you replace the milk, the only, like,
the
original ingredient left is egg.
Like a girl band. They're all changed, but eggs still there.
Yeah. It's okay. It's like you can make them. They come out very flat.
They do, but they're quite tasty still.
Yeah.
They're not bad.
Not bad. And there's obviously, we're not talked about the things that don't require changing. So like vegetables and stuff, obviously you just do the same as normal and it's fine. Like they don't have milk in. So, all good. And the pre-bought stuff, we've talked about some of the meals, but like the snacky things like crisps, we get a lot of stuff in like vegetable crisp, baby food, finger crispy stuff, like rice cakey stuff, all those in the baby aisle at the supermarket. You can get all sorts of stuff these days. And,
she loves some baby crisps.
Yeah. They're super handy because you can take them out and about.
Yeah.
They can still like, it's not spoon feeding. It's still like.
Yeah, it's all self-feeding.
I don't know how much nutrition's in them, but it satisfies her. And, like, they're nearly all free from most allergens, so it's pretty decent.
What more amuses me, I remember she was eating one and it was like, this is how many are recommended for one portion, and I was like, well, she's eating all of them.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know how many portions that is, but it's a lot. What is interesting though is her big sister has suddenly got into baby crisps because
of course.
Lola's eating them.
Yeah. Well, that's been the story the whole way along, isn't it? I think it's what people warned us about, really. The older one, just like relives the experience of everything. As soon as the baby does something, it's like, well, I want to do that. I want to get in the cot. I want to have a dummy. I want to do this and that. I want to eat what the baby's eating. It's just how it is.
I just was like, these are quite expensive crisps and you can eat.
Yeah.
Like toddler. You can eat toddler crisps, which are a lot cheaper.
Yeah, they're
like
expensive.
Those Pombet ones. It's like, I really like the tomato crisps. And I'm like, well, they're probably more healthy, but they cost Mummy a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and it is handy that I can now, if I take the girls out by myself, I can be like, well, I'll just bring the baby.
Yeah. So if you're like right at the beginning of the weaning journey right now, don't necessarily take all of our recipes. Well, make sure you look up what's appropriate for different ages. On the topic of like dropping named brand things, I think that's what people are here for, to hear recommendations. And one of the main things that like the big switch outs that is really good one that's worked really well that we haven't mentioned yet is obviously the replacement for butter.
Oh, yeah.
The what's it called, like vegetable flora.
Yeah, we use flora.
Which is perfect.
It is.
It's really good. It's not too expensive.
She's never had a reaction to it.
It tastes fine. Like we can all have it. Like it just works really well. Goes in everything.
Even for baking.
Yeah,
I would say it's good for everything.
Yeah.
If Flora want to sponsor us, we would happily be sponsored because we use it literally every day and our fridge is full of it.
Yeah.
It's because we do so much cooking with it and baking, though. It's just...
Yeah. Because like with milk, you do need butter for a lot of things.
Yeah.
It goes on everything. So, again, you need a really good replacement. And that's... in some ways that's been a really easy switch out compared to the milk where we've tried different milks.
Yeah,
we've tried to work out what work. Some milks work best in different scenarios.
Yeah.
The butter is just we just switch our normal butter for this, and
it's easy because it's like a known brand. I can tell people get Flora in.
Yeah.
Whereas I worry if I go get a substitute, they might get one that isn't necessarily
we have to be
suitable.
very specific. You need to get this exact thing, but people know Flora, so. Yeah, really good. And it's going to be available in shops and stuff. So
it'd be available everywhere.
If you're away or traveling, you can get hold of it. That sort of thing. It's hard doing recommendations like this because shops change recipes.
Well, this is what I always worry about saying that.
And I don't know if the shop near you is going to be the same, if they're going to stock it. I don't know when you're listening to this. It might have changed by then. So brands are pretty decent, but it's really hard to recommend.
Yeah,
stuff
own
like
brands.
That.
Yeah. I was just going to do an overall shout out for which is annoying because it's expensive, but Waitrose does seem to have some of the best allergy-free stuff. They seem to have bigger vegan ranges that don't actually have soy in.
Right.
They seem to have just much better things that you can
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. It's annoying that the more expensive stuff is. But it is if you're struggling to find things in your local supermarket or whatever, it might be worth having a look at one of the more fancy places like Waitrose because they might have something.
Fairly regularly do just an Uber order just from Waitrose. And we just order literally just stuff for Lola, so she has more variety.
And that's something to just mention, isn't it, and highlight that. Because of the allergy, it is costing us more. There is more money involved, and we're fortunate to be in a position where this time round we earn more than we did when we had Lily, and we're quite well off and in a position where it doesn't affect us too much to be forking out more for the special food items. But for other people, it might be a significant. Budgetary thing where...
Well, even because Waitrose is quite far away, we don't go there regularly. We're we'll just Uber it to the house. That's an added cost as well. If you don't live somewhere, if you were somewhere rural, it would be very difficult.
We can't do anything about it, but recognising our own privilege. People might be listening to this and actually thinking the opposite, though. It might... not you might think we're making a bigger deal of it than it is. If you live in a city, maybe there's loads of options. Maybe you've got lots of choice of shops that do stuff.
Also restaurants that are all vegan restaurants. They might be tons of stuff.
True. Yeah. I'm sure other places maybe are better at it, and maybe the more urban you get, maybe stuff like that. But in rural Yorkshire.
We don't know because we've both lived very rurally.
Yes,
and we know how difficult
us, Harrogate is quite big.
Because
we both come from the countryside, so it is harder. We found that just generally, with your gluten-free allergy. When you're in rural places, the choices are limited, and that does mean you're a bit, but it does mean we're used to. Even for you, taking stuff with us and catering for ourselves, we don't rely or assume when we go somewhere that they will necessarily have something for you.
Yeah.
Little section at the end we normally do. We don't have much to share, but comments from listeners or things people have sent in, we like to just give a little space to try and include you in the conversation and make sure it's not just us talking into the void. So I think we had maybe one comment that came in about the topic. So this is in relation to weaning and just thinking of allergies generally. Someone, a friend who's got a similar aged baby around 9 months or so, I think. And saying that this time round they've been doing more preloading of spoons in order to ensure that they're introducing allergens, things like peanuts and things.
Yeah, true.
So that's an interesting topic that we've not touched on a lot here, which is allergens generally, and about how like you were encouraged to introduce babies to those things very early. And we know that and did a lot of that with Lily.
Yeah, well, this time around, I didn't even use a spoon. Like, it's not best parenting, but I often used to just like, get a blob of peanut butter on my hand and just put my finger out, and Lola would just suck it off my finger. And I was like, oh, she's had peanut butter again, so...
Yeah. And, I think it's important, we might be paranoid about the allergens that she's allergic to, but that hasn't changed how we approach introducing her to other stuff. We're still absolutely fine to, like, purposefully expose her to other things.
It's really good. She's not reacted to anything else we've given her. So, like, she eats eggs fairly regularly, and then most stuff she's fine. Peanut butter she's been fine with.
A good tip and piece of advice, and
especially like if your child's at an age where they wouldn't necessarily like. Lola's quite good now. You can put peanut butter on toast and she'll eat it. But in the early days, it's hard to make sure they've had the allergen.
Okay, well, thank you for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this conversation, ramblings. We'd love to hear from you if you have a different opinion, if you've got other recommendations, if we've missed something important.
Yeah, anything like that. Any
closing remarks?
I don't think so. I don't think I can think of anything.
Well, that was worth the wait.
I know. I was going to think if I got any funny stories, but I feel quite like under the weather, so I just want to go.
No.
I like talking to you, but I just want to go.
We better sign off then. She's had enough of me. Well, thank you for joining us in Professor Sprout's greenhouse today on this hot sunny day, or whatever it is. God bless, sleep well,
and don't wake the baby.
5 stars. Perfect podcast.